Good afternoon, everyone. Saturday evening. Hope you're having a good weekend. Just wanted to give an update on India and then talk about UFOs. Actually, so yeah, Saturday evening. Um, but first, I know yesterday I talked about India and their situation there, and I did a little research on it this afternoon. And there was a article that I found in the New York Post that was published just a few hours ago. They gave an update, and they're obviously they're going through just this massive surge over there in India. They're calling it. They're thinking it's a new variant, a highly contagious variant of coronavirus. So, uh, and think what you will about coronavirus. I know there are a lot of different sides people take on that, but obviously these people are really having a tough time with whatever this is, and it's really wreaking havoc on them right now as far as people being sick. Okay, the gist of the article was that the hospitals and the crematoriums are just being overrun right now with this surge. And as far as numbers, they set a new record for number of cases in one day. 300 over 346,000 cases, new cases reported today there. And as far as total cases from this surge, 16.6 million. That's a lot. And the reporting as far as deaths, 190,000 deaths from this particular surge. So this is the big second wave for them. So they're really struggling. It also said something about the military is being used to get to fly in oxygen. That the hospitals are running out of oxygen all over. So they're using the military to go to different parts of the country that are not having as bad of a flare and bringing them into the parts that are needed the most. So those people need prayer, So again, like I said yesterday, hopefully this doesn't proliferate into something wider and go into more countries. Okay, so I'll be following that story for sure for the rest of the weekend. Also wanted to talk about UFOs. Okay, so you may have been, if you've been following the news, may have been hearing more segments, more stories about how the military is increasingly talking about UFOs. So in the past, they've always kind of played it off like it's swamp gas, or it's a hoax, or it's elaborate trick or trick photography, you name it. Because I'm into this stuff, so I've watched all kind of documentaries and shows about this stuff. So the military has historically denied a lot of knowing a lot of stuff about this phenomenon. So, but here recently they're talking more about it, and they're saying that yes, these UFOs or UAPs, they're calling them now, unidentified aerial phenomena. But these things are real. They're authentic, and they're saying they just don't know exactly what they are, or they're not saying what they are. They're tight-lipped about that part, but they are saying they are real. And that they believe that they're originate from somewhere else besides Earth. That we don't possess this type of technology. Okay, and I saw this article earlier today on actually FoxNews.com. Before I get to the article, I've watched, and some of you guys might have watched this, but there is a documentary called Phenomenon, and I caught it. It was aired not long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, but I caught it and watched it on Discovery Plus that I streamed. So if you have that or have a way of streaming, it's called Phenomenon, and it is a documentary made, like I said, recently. It's very well done. It's well written. They interview a lot of government officials, military people. They interview military pilots of fighter jets in detail about what they've experienced. They have a lot of footage, and it's compelling. I mean, it really, what I remember, they did interview some airline pilots as well. So it's very interesting, very interesting. So back to this article from FoxNews.com. This was actually published today, but it centers around a guy named Luis Elizondo. He's the former head of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Okay, and he operated in the Pentagon, the secretive fifth floor of the Pentagon C ring. He told the Post about a resulting blockbuster document, which is reportedly slated for release in June. So, what's been going on is while Trump was president, he put through a 2.3 trillion appropriations bill for 2021, and that contained a mandate that the Pentagon and spy agencies must file a report about unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs. So, and most of us just call them UFOs. I still call them UFOs. But anyway, this mandates that they have to file a report and publish it. And this is slated to come out in June, so just a couple of months away. So that'll be super interesting to see how detailed they get with information. Okay. So we will look at that. But anyway, this guy, Luis Elizondo, he had some interesting quotes. I had made a note of some of them, or I'd highlighted some here. He said, for generations and for all the wrong reasons, national security bigwigs did not want to release more information about these UAPs to the public, he says. They felt that it made them look inept. They felt in some cases that it challenged their philosophical or theological belief systems. They just couldn't process it. And there seems to be a very distinct congruency between this UAP activity and nuclear technology. So apparently these UFOs are very interested in our nuclear technology, and I've seen this too on other documentaries. Is they like to show up around a lot of this stuff, and they've even gone so far as to say that they believe that these UFOs have disabled our nuclear technology in some cases as well. And I remember from the documentary that I watched, some of the fighter pilots that saw some of these UFOs, they were scrambled to take a look up there, and when they spotted them, they tried to chase after them, and they tried to put their, and you'll see this in the documentary if you watch it, but they tried to put their radar lock on these UFOs, and they couldn't quite get a lock on it because whatever technology these UFOs have would just throw it off. They couldn't lock on it. They couldn't get a good lock. So that was interesting. And then when these fighter pilots got too close to them, these UFOs just, they just accelerated beyond anything we have, okay, in aerial technology, and they make maneuvers that are just beyond beyond physics that as we know it. So they're making right turns and pulling way more G's than a pilot can in a fighter aircraft these days. So who are they? What are they doing? It would be interesting to know more about that. But they do seem interested in our military and our nuclear technology. Okay, are they man-made? I don't think so personally, and from everything that I've read and seen, a lot of people don't think they're man-made. Are they indigenous to Earth? Some people think they are indigenous to Earth. They would just they stay, or they live in the sea, deep water. And we don't. There's much of the sea, the deep sea, that we have not discovered. So I don't know. Are they from outer space somewhere? I don't know. Are they future humans who have evolved into something different, and they just come back for a history lesson? I've thought about that. Maybe I've watched too much Star Trek. So I'll be interested in this report that comes out in June to see if they really give more details, of course. So anyway, I just thought that might be an interesting thing to talk about. It doesn't really have a lot to do with prepping per se, but anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this. Hey, it wouldn't shake my faith one bit. I'm a Christian, so it wouldn't make a difference. They could come out with all kind of disclosure about these things, if it's extraterrestrial life. In Genesis 1:1, it says that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. So like I said, it wouldn't shake me, but other folks it might. Who knows? So, but anyway, I think that's about all I have right now. Hope you have a good rest of the weekend. God bless you, and I will see you soon.